Hello guys, this is Mephisto and we are talking about the FIFA 16 demo that is out now, and I have been very curious about the women's teams in FIFA 16 and how the gameplay might change. Now, my opinion is still that I really much like and I very enjoy that they put women's teams in FIFA 16. I think this is a great step forward for women's soccer. It is a very great deal for them. I barely watch it. I almost never watch women's soccer, but what I admire about them is that they really do focus on the game, which we all love. Sometimes men soccer players get very much distracted, and they really love the game as much as we do, and they are very much focused on it. So it's a great way to support the girls in their development. Now, when it comes to women's soccer in FIFA 16, as I said, I was very curious, but also since there will be barely any game modes about them, you can just play friendly matches, online friendly games, and I think like something like a World Cup offline mode. There is not much diversity in it, and in general I think I might play a friendly game from time to time when sitting with my friends. Maybe after getting a few beer we will get to the idea of playing women's teams in FIFA 16. So the gameplay does change a little bit, and there are 2 points I want to talk about. The first is speed, and the second point is physicality of the game that changes when playing with women's teams. I was very disappointed about the speed. I think the speed seems to me, at least on normal game speed, too fast. I actually hoped for a slower paced gameplay on women's teams. I might try it out with the slower gameplays. You can adjust that in your settings. That might fit better for women's teams so that it appears more like women's soccer. However, it seemed to me a little bit too fast, a little bit too rushed on normal on the normal game mode. I really hope for the slower paced one. Now, when it comes to physicality, that was weird actually, and I still don't really understand how the physicality in women's soccer teams in FIFA 16 works. I had a little bit the impression that it was off sometimes. There were really situations when the players didn't put their body in front of the ball, protected the ball with their body. What you normally would do, you would press your shoulders a little bit against each other in a tackle, in a one-on-one situation. This is what you used to from men's soccer and from FIFA 16. Now, as I said, I barely watch women's soccer, so I really can't say how realistic that is. But that seemed to me a little bit too easy, especially when going into the penalty area. There is nobody that basically stopped you, also on higher difficulties. And actually, if I saw the rare situation that I really got tackled, and in a standing tackle with body contact, then it was a foul play. As you can see here, it resulted in a penalty, which you can discuss if that would be penalty worthy. So that was interesting, and the players seem to fall easier. Maybe that's what I saw. I'm not sure whether that is realistic or not. I really can't say, but that hit me a little bit. I'm a bit disappointed about that aspect of physicality. When it comes to technique, it almost seemed equal to me as men's soccer. At least I scored some nice goals, some nice looking goals. That looked good. And the graphics are nice. I like the game faces very much. I think they made a good job with that. When it comes to the bodies, I think they just used one body model, so they don't differ very much, only in height. But I think it's always the same body type with the players, with the women. That looks a bit strange, of course, that they all have the same figure. It's nice looking, but it's a bit boring that it's all the time the same. But it's the first year of women's soccer. I think there is still room for improvement. I hope that they will continue including it, and that they will improve it next year. Leave a comment down below whether you also noticed that with the physicality, that it might be a little bit off, and can you tell if that is really the case right now in women's soccer, that there is not full body contact as we're used to? But maybe these differences in physicality are not bad, because we want the gameplay to differ from men's soccer. This is what I actually expected, that the game feeling would be very different, and in this particular aspect it has been. In the other ones, not so much, to be honest. Still a very interesting point. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also check out my other reviews on the FIFA 16 demo regarding gameplay and the foot draft. And I also have a Batman Arkham Knight series going on. Make sure to check that out too. I would really appreciate if you would subscribe and leave a comment down below. And see you next time. Bye.